Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the channel In the Lounge, where today I am going to be talking about Echo by Thomas Olde Heuvelt. Apologies for butchering my Dutch pronunciation. And this actually, it's a signed copy that I picked up during Christmas. So I wanted to read something a little bit different. I wanted to move a little bit away from fantasy, so I picked this up and I finally got around to reading it. So, Thomas Olde Heuvelt, being a Dutch author of six novels and several short stories, nominated quite a few times for the Hugo Award and finally winning it in 2015 with his short story The Day the World Turned Upside Down. He's probably better known for his previous novel to this one called Hex. I think this is the first one that got translated from Dutch into English, and this was the next one from 2019. So, what we've got here is a story told from different perspectives. So there's a couple, Sam and Nick. Nick, he goes away, he goes on a mountaineering trip, and comes back. His climbing partner is dead, or presumed dead. He doesn't come back from the mountain, and Nick is horribly disfigured. He gets treated at the hospital, and then strangely there's a succession of suicides of the people that treated Nick at the hospital, and there's a mystery letter from a nurse that contacts Sam, telling him that she doesn't think that Nick's injuries are an accident. There's foul play going on there. Now, the story actually begins, that your hook there at the beginning is some woman is in a room and she sees people with no eyes. There are people coming into her room. She's calling someone on the phone, and how do we get there? And then we come back full circle to that moment. Now, so it's the whole idea of the other, that whatever came down from the mountain, Nick or whoever he is or was, is a different person. And at the beginning it sort of deals with themes of sticking together with your partner after that horrible accident that is permanently changing them, and is your love strong enough, sort of thing. But the book does fairly quickly turn into the paranormal and the supernatural horror. The story is told from Sam's perspective, so there are some chapters where he recounts what happened. Some chapters are Nick's notes, so while he stayed at the hospital, he was trying to type up in his computer his recollection of what actually happened in the mountain. So we get some chapters from that perspective. We're trying to put the story together, and towards the end, one of the doctors at the hospital contacts Sam before she commits suicide, and she leaves a note, some notes, a letter for Sam. So we also get that as well, and we put the story together. Throughout the book, there are a couple of references to traumatic events in Sam's and Nick's past, but which I thought didn't bear fruit later on. They didn't bear much relevance to the story. So I actually had some issues with the story that I'm going to go into, but trying not to spoil anything. I don't think I've spoiled anything so far, and I'm not going to talk about the ending, which I think was actually suitable. It was a good ending, but first of all, my main issue with the story is that I did not buy in the setting. So basically, Nick goes away to climb this mountain in the Swiss Alps, and it's this weird place with everything, all the GPS positioning, I'm just repeating myself, so all the height, altitude, meter readings, the distance, everything goes wrong around this mountain. This been this kind of supernatural mountain thing, which no one wants to talk about. There's no rescue parties are sent there. There's actually the access to any path into the mountain is blocked. So this sort of damned mountain, but it's in the Swiss Alps. Like we know the Swiss Alps. This is not some sort of remote mountain in some desolate part of the world. You know, it's sort of fairly civilized country, Switzerland, I think, isn't it? So I didn't quite buy the setting there. If it had been somewhere else, a bit more exotic, I would have gone, all right, okay. Then there's a small village community of the people that live at the foot of the mountain that are very superstitious, and they've got these traditions and they talk about the mountain and stuff like that. But again, this is in Switzerland. It is, you know, they built the super large hadron collider thing. You know, they're not going to be steeped and rooted in medieval superstitions, are they? So that didn't work for me. Again, like I said before, these traumas of the past, they didn't really do much for me. And then, sort of to get us back to that hook intro, where this lady Julia is calling Sam to come and help her, whatever, we need to take Sam away from Switzerland where he is. So literally, I think the book is literally 400 pages long, 399. In page 320, totally Deus Ex Machina, a new character that has been involved all of a sudden shows up with some new information out of the blue. So Sam has to go away to meet with this other character, and that's how we get him out of there so that events can happen. I don't know, to me that felt a little bit contrived. I also found that the parts of the book that are told from Sam's perspective are sort of fairly easy to read. The ones from Nick's perspective I found a little bit harder to deal with. Now, there's a lot of mountaineering talk, a lot of climbing language or concepts thrown around. It's not difficult, but you can clearly, like I got the feeling, and then I checked later and confirmed that Thomas is a climber himself, so he really does know what he's talking about, and you know, he not so much the jargon, but the technicalities when he's talking about knots and climbing and stuff like that. He shows he knows what he's talking about, but that made it a little bit more dry for me. And then, so for me, the book, it was okay. It was a fairly quick read. I didn't quite enjoy it, and then I had a thought. I'm going to share it with you out there. And I don't know. I'm hoping that someone will do this someday. So we have three different narrations. We have Sam's narrative, we've got Nick's notes, and then we have the suicide letter from the doctor. Plus, during Nick's notes, he keeps on talking about certain photos that he took. Now, how about, instead of a book, what if it all came in some sort of package where each narration comes in a different booklet? So you got Sam's, and it wouldn't matter in which order you read them, right? There would be a recommended order, but it wouldn't matter. So you could have Sam's story, which is basically this story. Then you will have Nick's notes, which will solve the mystery of what happened in the mountain. And then the doctor's notes that would sort of add flavor to it and round it all off. Plus, I mean, in these days with AI and all the stuff, throughout Nick's narrations, he refers to some photos, but we don't get to see that there's no photos at all in the book. Wouldn't it be cool if actually, as part of the, the 3 little booklets, there were some sort of 5 or 6 or 7 photos that he mentioned, sort of art, AI created photos that you could link up to make the whole reading experience a lot more immersive and a bit more meta. I don't know. I'm actually missing that kind of thing. But anyway, these are my thoughts for today. Thank you, as usual, everyone, for watching. Please, if you haven't done so, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Have you read it? Have you read Hex? Would you recommend it? But anyway, take loads and loads of care, and I'll see you soon. Bye!